Hey, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to show you an area of Moscow which I think is really nice. It's right by one of the best, most famous universities in Russia, called the Moscow State University, МГУ. In Russian, it sounds like Московский государственный университет. Now, the area where I am right by the university, I like it a lot, so I wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So that's one of the buildings for the university. Now what's really cool is right by these buildings are this type of buildings. They look super expensive and they're super nice. That way is a subway station, I think. Now notice, if you look here, see, these buildings are old. These are the old, like, 9-story Soviet buildings. But notice behind them the futuristic looking buildings that are much newer, and then another building right there. Those buildings have apartments that are relatively expensive by Russian standards, and look how nice they look. Like, on top they look like a cruise ship, and they have some kind of like a penthouse type of a deal thing going on. Now, to answer your question of how much a 3-room, in Russian they don't go by bedrooms, they go by rooms. So 2-room apartment would be 2 rooms plus a large kitchen. So 2 rooms plus a large kitchen in one of those buildings could possibly be about maybe $250,000, maybe $300,000, I'm guessing, price wise. Now let's go in here. See, there it says burger and fries. So, these burgers and fries are everywhere in Russia. This says Кафедра вкуса, which can translate it to like Кафедра is a how would you translate that? It's something related to like studying. So it's like Кафедра of biology would be like a biology department. So it's like a department of taste. So it's like a word play. But look how nice this place looks. Now, these are not student dorms. These are like private apartments which are expensive. But I really like this place. But again, by Western standards, this place is not expensive. It's expensive by, probably Russia standards, because real estate in Russia is much cheaper. But I mean, you can see by the cars that the people that live here are not poor. Definitely not poor. But as far as affordability goes, attending this school is not expensive. Even, I mean, see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about Russian education. It's not as big of a deal as in America, meaning if you're not like completely stupid, you're gonna have a university education in Russia. At least that was true in Soviet times. Literally a quarter of the country had college degrees, and I'm not talking about the fake kind. I'm not talking about University of Phoenix. I'm talking about a real college degree. Why? Because it was not difficult to get. Because in America the degrees are artificially difficult to get. Plus there's a lot of fake degrees. But here, if you want a degree, you can have a degree. This is another new building. I'm not sure if it's one of the dorms or... Here, let me show it to you. See right there. I think the one behind it is the dorms, I'm not sure. But these are really nice buildings. But keep in mind that this is one of the best, if not the best, universities in Russia. And you're considered privileged if you go here. But again, like, if you look at some like Harvard or Stanford, where And I'm not even talking about, I'm not suggesting that Harvard or Stanford is high quality at all, but they are very, very exclusive. No, I mean relatively exclusive. I don't think MGO or Moscow State University is that exclusive. I mean, you know, if you're not a complete moron, I think you can definitely go here. If this is something you just really want, it's just this university, you can go there. Education is easier, more affordable, and just easier to complete here. Also, if you want to become a doctor, it's not difficult. But so is the rest of Europe, you know, like, but doctors in Russia don't get paid a lot, that's the thing. But, you know, again, the rest of Europe is about the same. I think a doctor in Sweden makes some like $60,000 a year, and so does a lawyer, so the income disparity is obviously smaller. But there's one thing missing regarding there's a Russian cop car, see right there. One thing that's different is this, you know, for some people just really want to be doctors, you know, like there are people that just want to be doctors, not for the money, but just for the fact that they want to be a doctor. You know, a doctor is a respected profession, it's interesting. In Russia, you have infinitely higher chance of being a doctor and fulfilling your dream, you know. And once you're a doctor, I mean, you know, relatively speaking, I mean, you can go to a lot of countries and study medicine, I mean, work as a doctor. You know, a lot of the degrees are transferable. It's much more accessible here, which is a really good thing. Becoming a doctor in Russia is 6 years, and I think England it's 5 years. So England is a 5-year after high school. So after you're 18, you spend in England, you spend 5 years. In Russia, you spend 6 years. In America, you have to finish a bachelor's degree, then go like freaking medical school where they're gonna just torture you. Then you're gonna have a residency, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's quicker in Russia and easier. You know, I don't think medical students here are that stressed as anywhere, you know. So that's the thing that I like about it. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.